A patriot spotted in a sea of protesters as anti-Israel, anti-America demonstrators descend on Chicago. One Illinois man wading into the crowd, holding the American flag high with pride, showing support for Old Glory after protesters tore her down, lighting her on fire in Washington, D.C. last month.
Joining us now is that patriot, Shawn Campbell. Shawn, good to see you. Thanks for being with us. Again, I love the imagery of you out there with Old Glory, loud and proud with the flag. Tell me the response that you got as you were walking the streets of Chicago amongst some of those protesters.
In the protests, it was a lot of hatred, anger. It was a very hostile environment. But to me, it was worth the hostility, to stand for the American flag and to stand for America.
Shawn, is it lost on those protesters that that flag symbolizes the very freedom that they are taking advantage of by being out and being able to speak their minds when in so many other countries they do not have that freedom of expression, of speech? That's what that flag symbolizes.
Unfortunately, I think you're right. I think there are a lot of people who don't realize, like, I sit here and I'm in the city of Chicago right now, and in Chicago, University of Chicago, at the protest encampments, they took down the American flag and replaced it with the Palestinian flag. And then to think about when Benjamin Netanyahu spoke at the joint session of Congress, and outside Congress, they took down 3 American flags, replaced them with the foreign entities flags, Palestinian flags, burned the American flags, and chanted death to America on American soil. I think that's absolutely deplorable, disgraceful, and that's not something that should never happen on American soil. So that's why I showed up today, to defend the American flag, defend our freedoms, stand up for what I believe is correct and what I believe is right, even in the face of adversity and hostility.
You know, Scott, Shawn, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of our last guest, Shawn.
That's okay.
Listen, we watch these protests, and they're anything but peaceful, right? Oftentimes it comes with violence. And so you had to have a pretty strong backbone to say, you know what, I'm going to walk out into that crowd with this flag that they, many of them do not like. Were you nervous when you went into this crowd? Did you feel safe, or did you feel like, you know what, I might have some aggressive people coming at me because I'm holding Old Glory?
Going there, I knew that there was a possibility that they could turn violent and people could try to target me and assault me. But having served in the Army, like, nobody's going to instill fear into me, intimidate me, or scare me, or prevent me from voicing my opinion. At the end of the day, we all have the First Amendment right to freedom of speech, and that's exactly what that American flag symbolizes. It symbolizes the freedom of speech for all Americans, regardless of what your stance is or what your opinion is. And if you're at that protest and you believe in First Amendment right, which you obviously do because you're at the protest, then you should allow anybody to voice their opinion, regardless of whether you agree with it or not.
Shawn, you going to be there all week?
There's a good possibility.
You stand tall, you stand proud, carrying Old Glory. Thank you so much, Shawn, for being here. Shawn Campbell. You take care of yourself.
Good for you, Shawn.
Thank you. You have a wonderful rest of your day.